you just got a black eye. Then you can say, well, I want to be able to resist that. And so you would then roll a resistance, and depending on how well you do, take stress instead of the consequence. Which could be 0 stress, but could be up to 5 stress. And you always have that option. But you can always just be like, it's only a black eye, I take it. But if I'm like, well, he slips his blade between your ribs straight into your heart, you're dead, then again you can say, well, I'm going to resist that. And if you'd resist it even successfully, you're not going to completely avoid the blow. You're still going to take some kind of a consequence, but it's not going to be as severe.
Somehow reminds me of, what's it called? The Night of the Coconut?
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
I have no idea how it's called in English. It's Monty Python.
Oh, Monty Python.
Yeah, and there's one movie where there's a Dark Knight who fights the King of England, and he loses his limbs one by one.
Oh, yes.
And he's like, well, you lost. No, what are you talking about? I'm fine. Well,
it's just a flesh wound.
Really brave. Yeah, that's just a flesh wound. Your arm is torn off. How is this just a flesh wound? I'll be fine.
No, I'll be fine.
Okay,
so does anyone want something other than Bound in Darkness as your special ability?
I would like Glory Incarnate. I really like that. Like it could be.
Oh man,
I love it.
You guys can work up to Glory Incarnate if you want to, but we could start there. That could be crazy. Yeah, the priorities and value of a god are not the same as those of mortals. So be warned. Your deity starts showing up, could get wrecked.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I still prefer Bound in Darkness, but obviously other people want other things.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm looking at them. Yeah, I'd be fine with Bound in Darkness. I mean, it. I guess it depends. Do we think that we're going to be like splitting the party a lot to pursue individual goals? Because if so, then Bound in Darkness seems amazing. But if we're gonna be, sticking together so as to not make things more difficult for you, Kelsa, and so that we don't get, hosed by being alone, then maybe something else.
That's a fair reason. I mean, I imagine that for like a mission, we might at least like take different positions around like a building or whatever that we're trying to get into or whatnot. So I can imagine in that case it might be useful. But
yeah, because even if you guys are together, you may not be close enough to otherwise use a teamwork action. That's a possibility.
So, yeah, I mean, comparing that to Glory Incarnate, Glory Incarnate looks cool, but is likely to cause problems as to solve them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the awesome thing.
Yeah. This is true.
Like, imagine we have a god that we worship that's his only value is to actually make everything as hard as possible for their followers.
And
It's just a god that trolls his followers all the time.
and we advance the cult primarily by like swaying new members or recruiting new members, or
advance the agenda of your deity or embody its precepts. So
okay.
I imagine that'd be depending on what we do.
As well as improve the quality and quantity of your artifacts and supplicants. So the supplications would be getting more people in your getting more people to follow the cult, but mostly doing what your god wants you to do, which may or may not involve getting more worshippers.
Okay. So, I'm actually thinking that Chosen would be the most directly helpful. But I'd be okay with any of them.
I agree that Chosen is the most directly helpful, and as I said, as you progress as a crew, you can get more special abilities. So.
Well, between Chosen and Glory Incarnate, I don't mind either way.
Okay, so
I will not make this decision for you.
How do we want to resolve this?
Could always roll a dice.
Yeah.
That's fair.
A D3 between Chosen, Bound in Darkness, and Glory Incarnate, or something like that.
Alright. Chosen is 1, Bound in Darkness is 2, Glory Incarnate is 3. 3.
Glory Incarnate.
Alright, guys. It's gonna get real.
It's gonna go down.
Alright.
So, okay, the thing about Glory Incarnate is not that we don't call upon the deity to show up. It just shows up sometimes when it chooses to.
Yep.
Alright.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thinking of which, what is your deity's name?
We should come up with a cool deity so that, advancing the agenda of the deity is something interesting.
You get to choose 2 features, so you can think about what the name is, because I'm terrible at naming, so I don't blame you. But you get to choose 2 of these features. Alluring, cruel, ferocious, monstrous, radiant, sinister, serene, or transcendent.
So I have to look up some of these words.
I like
Fair.
monstrous.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to mean an evil monstrous, just that it's monstrous.
Yeah. It does not fit the standards of human beauty. That's definitely a thing.
What were the other words again?
It should be showing up on if you zoom out. I put the cult page down.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Okay, monster. During, cool, ferocious.
I kind of like sinister. I also kind of like radiant.
So what does radiant mean? I mean, I understand what radiant means when you're talking about the sun, but very cheerful, or?
Praise the sun.
I mean, there's a bunch of, most of these words have multiple meanings, and I think it's really the connotation of having more than one of them together.
Oh yes, okay.
Transcendent is always good.
Yeah.
Monstrous Transcendent makes a good combination.
Alluring is also nice.
Yeah. I'd totally be cool with
Monstrous and
alluring and
Yeah,
monstrous
some
together.
Kind of,
It's just Zeus. It's fine.
I was thinking maybe more of like, what are these sea creatures that call out to like travelers and lure them in the deep, like something like that.
Sirens.
Oh, like sirens?
Sirens, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm feeling that. Are we in a chord for alluring?
But I could also
Sure.
go with like sinister and transcendent or something else.
I mean, I can move it around, but I like alluring and monstrous. Change these all.
I didn't mind something else as long as advancing its agenda is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if anybody else has any other ideas.
Well, alluring and sinister would be a good combination as well.
True.
Yeah. Either of those two combinations, I would be totally happy with.
To be fair, I think monstrous is kind of, well, it's a kind of included in some of these. So I don't know. It's not that appealing for me, but maybe doesn't have the right understanding of the word.
Which ones?
Monstrous. I imagine that monstrous is more like unhuman than sinister. So where monstrous would probably be luring people into the depth to eat them, I imagine sinister would probably lure them to the depth or what would probably more lure them like into a dark alley to steal their money, and monstrous would be trying to suck out their soul.
Oh, I was thinking that sinister would be more likely to suck out their soul or change, change their personality or something like that. Whereas monstrous would just eat them.
Yeah, monstrous. I like the alluring and monstrous being like some kind of siren that is wholly unhuman but attempting to draw humans or spiritual energy in order to procreate in some way that is weird and
well,
frightening.
Dark. I mean, yeah, it's interesting how different words, like how words can mean something so different to people. Where I like tie the one thing to monstrous and then like, but I'm fine with either way. Like I prefer monstrous slightly, but whatever. Don't really mind either way. It's gonna be a cool deity, no matter.
So, I think I've been hearing more for sinister than monstrous, but everyone is agreeing on alluring.
Yeah, sinister and alluring together also works really well.
Definitely. Okay. I'll work out what their agenda is. What are they called?
I think if it's sinister and alluring, it should be a female god.
That's fair. What do you know her by?
Hold on, let me Google dark female name generator.
Right?
Well, okay, so do we
The
want it
name-
to be sort of a Lovecraftian name, or do we want it to be like a goddess from the real world?
This is one of the names that came up when I was looking for evil name generator.
That's great.
Yona?
Perfect.
I like the idea of going to generally when I pick names they mean something, so I like going for a name that in some language means something sinister.
I'm not a language
Luca.
aficionado.
We'll translate.
What did you say, Mark?
This was more like a joke.
Oh.
A Russian word. Suka.
Oh, what does that word mean? I've heard it in
It
like
means
random
bitch.
Oh, okay.
Latin. Okay, cool. So fatal in Latin is Cadis. I kind of like Cadis. Marcia,
I also would like, just as
Yeah, using the
Idea.
rude mort for death. But yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
idea, we could just go with something that more describes the goddess as a name, because there's the name was not told or is not speakable or something like that. Like the nameless girl, or the luring.
like the dark god or something like that.
Yes, something like that, but a bit more not mainstream than the Dark World or something like that.
He who traps and consumes, or something.
There's sinister and alluring, right?
Oh, what's the name of in
What's the name of a really cool spider that's not a black widow?
a Venus flytrap?
That's not a spider at all.
It's not a spider, but that's what was my idea.
Wrong kingdom.
Is it? Do you know that? Is this actually?
Yeah.
Okay, it's an English word.
Yeah.
Something like that, because alluring, and then you get in, and then closes, and then you stay in.
Let's see, Venus flytrap. The Dionea muscipula.
Just if we do that, then just take the first part, right?
Yeah, of course, we can take like first part or part of it or something like that. Or did you want to call her Venus? Is that what you meant?
I'm just brainstorming.
Dionea. Yeah, Dionea is a pretty cool one. Pretty cool name.
It sounds nice at first.
What was the literal meaning for Dionea?
It's I don't know. Can you translate that?
I'm entirely sure. At some point, I will.
It just means Venus.
Oh, okay.
I will try to say Dionea, and I will say Dia here or something.
Diarrhea.
It will come. I'm certain. This will happen.
Perfect. Yeah, another one. Or another idea, Brad?
Oh, I'm just playing on versions of Diana, Diana, Dianthus. Diona, which it incorporates the evil goddess Iona.
I'm liking this.
Muskipula means mousetrap.
Ah, makes sense.
Mm.
I like the idea of having a name. That to do with mousetrap, but Muskipula doesn't sound as nice as.
Man, mousetrap doesn't sound as nice as Venus. Weird.
Yeah, but the word Muskipula also sounds.
Muskipula is less of a like you're not gonna have a good time when you're trying to like con people into following your cult when Muskipina.
Can just translate it into German. It always sounds better. Mäusefalle.
I'd be fine with a Diana version. How about this one, Diana? Just like that.
Okay.
So I would be grateful if we can end the session quite soon because I have to get up in 7 hours.
Okay, well let's go with Dionia then.
Okay.
And
Done.
We'll call it we still need to name the cult and everything, but we can come back and just finish up making your actual characters next time.
Alright.
Okay.
Naming stuff is always the hardest.
Oh, I love naming stuff, actually.
Still the hardest.
Okay, so next week we'll be able to both throw together characters and jump into play.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Perfect.
We could just call ourselves the Dionians since we're a cult, so we might as well call ourselves after the religion.
That makes sense to me. Writing that down.
Okay.
Guess maybe with an E.
Maybe the
like this.
or the Tomb of Diania.
The what?
The Tomb of Diania. The Hand of Diania. I kind of like the Hand of Diania. Scions. I don't know.
Hand of Diania. I'm good with that. Let's make it so.
Or the Shroud of Diania or something like that.
I love that.
Ooh, the Shroud. Yeah.
It's more, I think, alluring and sinister.
Yeah.
Yes, it is alluring and sinister. Perfect. The Shroud of Dionia. And it is it is so.
Cool.
Awesome. Alright, well, if we're good, then we're good.
Good.
Alright.
I'm always good.
Yeah. Well, I'd be better if Twitch hadn't completely freaked out and refused to broadcast for the second half.
It would have been nice.
But I I'm going to post it to YouTube hopefully later today. So thank you guys, Kelsa. I'm really excited about this, and thank you for running. I think it's gonna be really
me
cool.
too. I'm excited too. This is gonna be great. Oh man, Glory Incarnate. It's gonna go terrible. I love it.
Gonna be good.
All right. So I guess that's it. I'm not going to do like the normal outro stuff because Twitch is down.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody on YouTube. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.